Hello, this is Doug with Day Trader Insights, where we create bite-sized videos to help you up your trading game. In the previous video, I explained why I started building my own trading tool and how the project grew from an Excel spreadsheet into a standalone application. Today, I want to give you a quick overview of how the DTI tool currently works. At its core, DTI is designed to help me find active stocks, receive alerts, review SEC filings, and study which types of setups have performed best in the past. So, if we're looking at the config tab, choosing which stocks to follow, everything begins with the stocks DTI will monitor. DTI allows me to narrow the list based on the types of stocks I am interested in. I call this my stock universe. For example, I can filter stocks by price, exchange, country, share, count, average daily volume, and other basic characteristics. A trader who focuses on lower price momentum stocks may use different settings from someone who prefers larger, more established companies. This gives each trader control over the type of market activity DTI watches. Creating alerts. The alerts tab is where I define the types of activity I want DTI to find. For example, I may want to know when a stock is making a new high, trading with unusually strong volume, or moving by a certain percentage. Alerts can run during pre-market, regular market hours, after hours, or throughout the entire trading day. Each alert can be turned on or off, and I can choose which alerts should appear on the main dashboard. That way, if I have an alert that I'm currently testing and don't really want it to show up in the dashboard because I want to see the statistics first, I can basically go right here and choose under dashboard, no, don't show it, it's a test. Um, when a stock meets the conditions of an active alert, DTI records it so I can review what happened afterwards. So after I connect to DTI, or click the connect button up here in the top left-hand corner, it begins receiving live market information. It tracks the current price, trading volume, the day's high and low, the opening price, and the previous closing price. DTI continuously reviews this information to determine whether a stock meets one of my alert setups. The purpose is to identify unusual or potentially important activity without requiring me to watch thousands of stocks manually. So let's get onto the dashboard now. The dashboard gives me a quick view of the stocks that may deserve attention. It currently includes today's alerts, the top 50 gaining stocks, and the top 50 losing stocks by percentage, of course. I'm also considering adding a halt monitor to the dashboard. Would that be helpful to you? Let me know in the comments whether you would like the halt monitor idea or if there's something else you think would be useful to traders. Anyways, instead of switching between several different screens, the dashboard brings the most important information in one central location. An alert is not automatically a trade. It simply means the stock met a group of conditions that I previously defined and may deserve a closer look. Let's take a look at SEC filings. DTI also monitors the new SEC filings throughout the day. These filings can sometimes help explain why a stock is moving. A company may have released financial results announcing an important event, filed information about a stock offering, or reported insider ownership activity. The SEC filings tab shows the company, stock symbol, filing type, and a link to the original document. When DTI can locate a related press release, it also provides a direct link to that information. As an example, right here, as you can see, it says United Health establishes collaboration to conduct clinical study. You could click on that. It would open up your internet browser and basically open up the press release itself. Or if you wanted to see the 8K version, you could go over here and click on the 8K filing itself, and that would get you what you were looking for. Filings are ranked from low to very high priority, helping me focus on information that may have a greater short-term impact. As you can see up here, we have selection boxes. I could basically go with, let's say I just wanted to look at low only, and I could basically check low. If I wanted to, I could just go with medium. I could add high, very high, or what have you. If I only wanted very high and didn't want to look at anything else, I could do that as well. Okay. Anyways, recent filings can also appear on the dashboard and are color coded based on how recently they were released. So if we were to go back over here to the dashboard, and if we scroll down, if it's basically red, it would tell you that it was released quite a while ago. Um, if it were yellow, it means fairly short term. If it's green, it was released almost at the same exact time as the alert itself. Anyways, I'm still working on refining this. Um, filing categories and working to extract more useful information directly from the forms themselves. I have a little ways to go on this, but it's getting better and better by the day. Recording and studying the results. Basically, I've got a research tab and a optimizer tab. DTI records market history and alerts results so I can study what happened after an alert was triggered. Did the stock continue higher, quickly reverse? Did certain alerts perform better at specific times? So, for example, if I wanted to look at um, today, I could click on today. It would give me a report for what's showing up today. Historical would give me anything prior to today, and all time would take a look at everything. And it's based on the settings that I've entered up here. Now, the optimizer takes the process one step further. For example, the research tab organizes those results into reports based on alert type, time of day, start of the trading session, and day of the week. The optimizer takes the process one step further by testing different combinations of settings against DTI's historical results. So if I want to clear this out and just looked at all combined history and have DTI try and find the better settings, I can basically do that. It's going to go back and take roughly 20 to 30 seconds because I don't have like a large amount of data in here yet. I've been testing and so on and so forth in order to make sure it's working correctly. So I actually cleared a lot of the old stuff out and started tracking again recently this week. As you can see, it's still working on this. And there you go. It just kind of finally finished it off. There's also a 2 bucket, 3 bucket combination where you can say, well, I just want to check kind of time of day of minimum price. You could basically click on that 2 bucket. So it's just choosing basically time of day, minimum price, comparing all the options for that. And here in a couple seconds, it'll take and pull that up. The more buckets you add on, basically the longer it takes to do this. Okay, there's a scoring for this. So basically the optimizer takes the process one step further, differentiates the different combination settings against DTI's historical results. For example, may compare price ranges, share count ranges, volume levels, or times of day. The goal is to find patterns that may help improve the alerts. However, strong historical results do not guarantee future success. A setup can sometimes look different or excellent because of only a small number of usually successful stocks. The results will still need to be reviewed carefully and tested over time. DTI is designed to support the research process, not replace judgment or automatically tell me what to trade. So, how does everything fit together? Basically, the easiest way to understand DTI is a feedback loop. It monitors selected stocks, identifies alert conditions, adds relevant SEC information, records what happens afterwards, and uses those results to improve future alert settings. So DTI is more than a scanner. It is a system for finding market activity, recording the results, and learning from what happened. Some future ideas that I've been mulling over. DTI is still being developed. So there are many directions it could take in the future. What if ETI could notify you when a prominent politician, major investor, company insider, or other significant buyer reports purchasing a stock? What if it had a dedicated news feed where you could review market news, company announcements, other important developments without leaving the tool? What if DTI had a live stock halt feed, which we had discussed earlier? And what if it could tell you about a halt early, right before it happens rather than after it happens? And what if you received an alert, clicked the stock symbol, and opened a detailed screen showing the company's recent SEC filings, filing information, news, alert history, whether or not there's the shelf registration, and other important data in one place? I cannot implement every suggestion, but feedback from actual traders could help determine which features would provide the most value. The goal is to add features that reduce market noise and help traders find important information faster. So I built DTI because I wanted greater control over which stocks I monitored, how alerts are created, how SEC information is displayed, and how the results are studied. The long term goal is to spend less time sorting through market noise and more time reviewing stocks that meet clearly defined conditions. Let me know in the comments which part of DTI you would like to see it in more detail next. This is Doug with Day Trader Insights. I'll see you in episode 3 with an update on our latest progress. Thanks for watching, guys.